but especially that your finances and your health is what they're showing me. So with that, you might be opening up. That would be a big step for you to be able to open up to whoever these new friends are, because you all are people together as this special ops, as this special force, making each other's self-esteem stronger and more powerful, and your business is stronger and more powerful. You guys are just all going to be like this encouraging ring of fire, this literal ring of fire. So whoever has been trying to slow down your finances, it's not working.
Appreciate your patience.
Where you would not normally get
11:18 a.m. We're here, so 11:11 if you know, you know.
What's going on in your relationships, what's going on in your love life, or even what's going on with your health. I see you opening up in this way is going to help other people open up in this way that are supposed to be around you at this time, where you don't have to.
And it's brought to you by Hair Therapy.
You guys are all activating each other. It's so cool. Okay, let me calm down. A family is love forever.
Make sure you go follow Brittany the Cosmic Wifeys.
Love is forever. You never experienced that. Not truly. You've always felt like an orphan going from family to family to family, or your ex's family. And now you have people that are like, no, you're my sister. You are not just my friend. You are not just my bestie. You are my brother. You are my sister. You are my family. That is going to make you emotional, because maybe you thought you were going to be out here begging 11:11 on my timer. Maybe you thought you were going to be out here begging for a friendship, begging for somebody to not.
Okay, I love you guys. It was 1:56 when the time stayed. Happy Saturdays. Let me get more and set up the camera. How was everybody's morning or grand rising treating them, or morning? You know, I don't like saying morning because it reminds you of mourning for somebody. You know what I mean? Then we don't need to mourn. We need to celebrate, right? Because we ain't imposters over here, and I never have been an imposter over here, right? Just because I'm quiet doesn't mean I don't know my powers and so forth, okay? Have you ever thought about, I know my powers to the point where I'm very careful with them? You know what I'm saying? It's like getting a gun or something, which I don't recommend anyone getting guns. It's like you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I highly live by that, you know what I mean? Because I always told myself if I had a gun, I would do the Joker shit, you know what I mean? So I'm glad I can just sit here and transmute my passions and anger in a healthy way the majority of the times, and feel a lot better than, you know what I mean, having that object talk to you. Okay, well, they think they this, why don't we show them this? And an ego and pride. I've seen it happen with too many other people, all right? There's certain energies and certain things that I'll just rather keep away from me. Confirmation, bitches? Yeah, Brittany, a Cosmic Wife, is saying that she has a big eagle in her yard or around her property, and I've been seeing some big-ass eagles around here, too. Crows. And since the weather's warming up, we got a lot more of the summer insects coming out and wanting to come in our domains, but it's their domains. They were here before us, remember that. But while we're here, I got the hair therapy, right? So let me show you how I do when I remind myself. Bada bings? Oh, bada bings, right? So instead of putting it all on your hands and bada bings, I just put a little bit on the nipples of the comb. Just like that. Right? And we smooth that bad boy out a little bit with the cap. Just push it down between. Like that. Put some little bit around you, you know, the hairline area. Which I'm working on getting a hairline, you know what I mean? You know me, I didn't really care about that. So you got it like this. Shabbats. See? And you do it in the back. And then you work yourself in. I mean, you work the therapy in your ether. Or if you're a human, your hair. What is that? What's the difference? We'll go into that later. Ether is basically for gods, our antennas to the universe, the cosmos, and hair is the synthetic version of ether that was bestowed to you humans by Lucifer. Yada yada. Carcass Mountains. Do your research, ye. Or follow Rashad Jamal, University of Cosmic Intelligence if you're brave enough to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, see, and then you don't hear the crispiness. It's evenly distributed throughout your ether or your hair. Bada bing, bada bees. All right? And drinking a lot of water helps, and eating healthy. Which I was looking at my trash can and I realized I crushed a tub of cookies. I was like, man, I must have woke up and had the munchie coma because went to bed pretty early, relatively, for a night out. Speaking for myself. Then I got up super with the munchies, but I made a big ass bowl of popcorn last night. I crushed that, which led me to my comatose state. Oh, and the hair therapy smells wonderful. We got it's called Pure Scalp Therapy, scalp and hair mask. Gently purifies and moisturizes dry scalp, removes flakes and product buildup to detoxify and rebalance at the root of it all. Activated charcoal, coconut, and peppermint oil. The brand's raw sugar. And I'm telling you, it smells wonderful. I love patting it. It feels like it's just a sponge. It's awesome. Um, it's awesome for me is because when I was in the indoctrination stages of my life, I remember so many people, oh, you got to cut your hair, you got to look this way, you got to speak like this, you got to. I'm so glad I'm out of that. Confirmation bitches. So glad I'm out that train of thought. It was so restricting. I got some big ass eagles around here that when they fly so high, it casts a shadow on these big ass trees like Batman is just in front of the moonlight. Every time I see a dark shadow real quick just fly by, I already know it's one of them cats. Welcome back to another episode of Zoe's World. I think that may be a new segment title. Welcome back to Zoe's World. I remember back in the day there was a company called Zoe's World, and I bought a shirt. I was like, man, they already got a Zoe out here in the Zoe World. But I'm gonna research and see if that company's still out. So I'm definitely gonna have a Zoe's World. I already have one, and I'll just spell it differently with the Z's. But let's jump into it. Welcome back. And for those that's new, my name is Zodog or Alonzo Hayes. I got plenty of videos if you're interested in finding out about your inner child and how to unlock it. You can also reach out to my business, www.venusvisions8.com, and book yourself a consultation. And look at the site and see what we have to offer. We're a galactic company that thinks outside of the cosmos for solutions. So if you're looking for something that is not stereotypical, Venus Visions is the perfect place for you to land at. I'll leave it at that. But I was listening to Brittany, the Cosmic Wifey's video, and my ancestor said jump on and do a video to help the collective that may be concerned about their health or finances. And I'm the perfect person to actually talk about these things, right? How are you? How's up? Kids. In this reality at this moment, my Cash App, my bank account has $1.21. That doesn't make me poor or broke. It actually makes me more aware and appreciative of the tools that God provides for us on this tangible realm. I'm spiritually abundant, spiritually, financially abundant, because God is my sugar daddy and my sugar mama, Mama Tiamat. So whatever I need, I do get provided for. So I'm out of this state of worrying about paying my rent. This is a great, actually, topic to talk about. So I'm looking at my a letter over there about my lease renewal that I put on my back of my bed as like a token of like it's like a degree. It's like it's an achievement for me. It reminds me, confirmation bitches. It reminds me that I was once homeless and I did not know what direction to go or how I was going to get out that situation. Hence, when I was homeless, I got more connected to God, and my whole world just separated from Him. Knowing now it was all orchestrated for the lower frequencies plans of attempting to hijack my destiny. They wanted me silenced. They didn't want me to figure out why I was in that situation and so forth. And had my own family orchestrated, friends, family, yada yada. If you know, you know. Look up Light's latest video and her previous videos, and it helps explain the spiritual warfare that's going on. So I don't have time to keep on going back and forth. So that lease renewal reminds me that anything's possible because God pulled me out of the mouth and the jaws of the devil and all the devil's cohorts and so forth. Put me in a position to be a life coach, to be able to show you and inspire those that are on the same spiritual path of self-development, that anything literally is possible when you surrender to God and the spiritual realm and just become like a floaty tube in the spiritual cosmos river and literally just lay on the lazy river of life, and wherever spirit guides you, just know it's for your own good. And when you lose something in this tangible realm, we tend to get upset and ask questions. Why do we lose something we're so familiar with? In the spiritual realm, that translates to God is creating more space for the new to come in. And us in this 3D realm, we get confused a lot, and we tend to chase what we lost. And with the universe purposely taken away from us, for us to gain new perspective of why it was taken away, for us to think more in the future, since this object or whatever situation has been removed, it creates more space for, okay, well, now what, right? And that can create a lot of anxiety and frustrations and anger. Okay, we know that. And what I'm saying, it may sound like it's easy solutions. I don't mean to come across like that. I mean to calmly tell you the Cosmos Survival Guide, Cliff Notes, Cliff Notes version of what is necessary in order to get closer relationship with the cosmos and the divine. But it's going to be an adventure. If you want me to be even real, it's going to be a challenge. With me, when I hear challenge, I immediately make it fun and I call it an adventure. I was talking to my lady friend yesterday. She called me after work. She can tell I was like I had my panties in a bunch. I was watching Megan's latest video and there's suspenders on and all this shit. Just to see the guilt bleed through and her obsession just just leak all through the video. So like it's so obvious now the mask are crumbling. And I still had Light's energy in me and so forth. So she respected that. She said, hey, sounds like you need some grounding. Why don't you reach out to me tomorrow sometime or text me? And then I respected that and I hung up. But immediately after I hung up, my heart started feeling bad. I just wanted to text her and call her and so forth. And I left a few audio messages, but the universe didn't allow that audio message to load up for me to send it to her. And so Cosmos like, hey, so don't pressure it. You're in her energy right now that you just need to digest it, take a spiritual cleansing bath, which I did. And then I was praying that she reached out to me in the shower. So I'm a lover. I love big, right? And I don't want to be nasty with people that are just getting to know me. And I feel it's unfair for me to put my burdens on them. But the universe said, hey, if there's going to be a possible friendship, this is what friends do. We don't put burdens on each other, but we express what we're going through without compartmentalizing it. Hence being like fake to that person and act like it's all good when we're really going through something. So me and her already agreed, or not agreed, but agreed that we are spiritually advanced than some people that we have encountered in our life journey. So we can relate on that level and we understand when sometimes our energies are not as crisp and pure as they can be. So we need to ground and separate, give ourselves some time to realign with ourselves and each other without being a burden. It's just lessons. When I was taking my cosmic shower early this AM, or last night, it was. The cosmos, my higher self, was telling me, hey man, if you possibly, after this friendship, which all relationships start as a friend first, which you reminded me, hey, I like to be friends first and then take it from there, which I believe too. You want to be friends first to build that respect with each other properly without jumping the gun because we're infatuated with each other's looks or so forth. It's a dangerous game if you don't gauge where you want to go because everything's energy. So my higher self was telling me, hey, well, if you possibly get married, this is how you're going to have to be more vulnerable and open up and be honest. So not keep your shield up and protect certain emotions. So because you've been hurt before. So this is your chapter now to be open, to learn to trust, to walk on the water without looking down and taking your eyes off God, right? So that's the chapter I'm in right now. If you want to know more about my spiritual journey from homelessness to here, I highly recommend looking at my previous videos. So I want to keep this video tunnel vision to where my spirit team is guiding me for health, finances, and to encourage people that may be in these similar situations that there's light at the end of the tunnel if you keep your eyes on the prize, which is whatever goal you have for yourself, and if you believe in God. Literally, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just showing you, as a cardinal flies by, I'm just showing you my spiritual roadmap that I've been using to keep me aligned with what God has endowed with me for my mission, which is to heal, bring people together, and to love, which is to and forgive all that has trespassed against us. Regardless of what it is, we have to be godlike. Get rid of the old man, form the new man, which just means the old man is the old mentality of doing things, and we need to be more faithful and literally surrender what we had in store for our plans and give it to God. And trust that God has the best intentions for us, even though we may have a vision and dreams for us. That's a good blueprint, it's a stepping stool, but don't be so married to it, which I'm learning too. God will give you what you want. If you have a vision, use your imagination, dream bigger, and God will use your imagination to help provide what she knows, or he knows, whatever you believe, knows what you want already. But the universe wants to see if you're aware of what you want, so the universe can build on top of that, but may provide it in a different format versus the one we already have written down. Right? Oh, it should be like this, man. I said it's going to be on this date, and this it should be arriving with blue card. Should be this amount of money. So I'm working on that too. So I highly recommend you get a vision board. You always are journaling and you're telling yourself what you want. You're speaking it to existence, because this 3D realm and this energy realm, once you learn how it operates to a degree, the universe only responds to feelings, not what you're thinking. I want $1 billion, but if your heart doesn't feel like you're worthy of $1 billion, the universe is going to repel against that, because the universe feels like you're not ready for $1 billion. So the universe is preparing you to get your cortisol levels and your nervous system, your central nervous system balanced. And every time I heard someone say that, I was like, I don't care about no central nervous system. I just want my goddamn money, right? But I was a novice at that time, and sometimes I am still. When I catch myself talking in a human flesh level and cravings, I want this. I'm like, oh, that's race energy. I gotta feel it, say I already have it, thank the universe for already delivering it to me, even though it may not be here tangibly. So the universe will provide what you already believe you have. So it's believing in the unseen. You know what I'm saying? We're so used to this tangible shit that we don't see it, we don't believe it type shit. The elites out here that are running the world want you to believe that ignorance is bliss. They don't want you to believe in the unseen. They want you to get fearful if you don't see it, so they can control that fear frequency and so forth. It's a insidious game. Just watch The Matrix again, and you can understand that concept. How the lower frequencies are controlling the higher frequencies, so the lower frequencies reality can still exist and manipulate people that don't know who they truly are, neos and trinities, so they can keep on regurgitating the same 3D metaverse for people that are lost in the sauce and don't know themselves. Bottom line. So for finances, just know what you want, know that it's coming to you, and know that this lower frequency system is crumbling day by day. The devil is very desperate and using last resort tactics to keep people in the fear state frequency. That's all it is. It is 2034 in the time state. So let's jump to the health concerns. Honestly, collective, I don't really feel like I have any health concerns, right? But damn, I was about to be totally honest. And then I'm asking myself, is that too much information? All right. Well, for instance, my toenails had some fungus in it. I realized it years ago. It was due to me working so much outdoors that the humidity, dampness, whatever would creep under my toenails, and I had to find some solution to that so I could get my toenails looking a lot healthier again. That was one of my first major concerns, is how to remove that toenail fungus. I was very shy to go to the beach and expose my feet because I noticed my uncles had it back in the day, and they say it was hereditary, and I don't like when I hear it's hereditary. Fuck that shit. So my feet look a lot better now due to me dipping them in oils, bleach, using Listerine. There's a whole bunch of tactics that you can find on YouTube to remove it. Once I get my finances, the finances are getting improved as we speak. Then I'm going to get the real tinctures and make it totally eradicate it. My urine smells very strong. I'm a smoker. I don't know if that is from that, but it's always been a strong smell. Right? I don't like it. Probably lost half my followers right there, but you weren't meant to follow me anyways. We're just being honest with people. So it's not like a bad smell. It's just strong. So I need to purify myself even more to have a cleansier body. Right? I eat a lot of junk. I have a sweet tooth from hell. All right, that joint comes right again whenever it does. Luckily, I have high metabolism, but I don't want to keep on using that as an excuse because I'm getting younger and I want to make sure my kidneys, liver, and everything is functioning properly. So I need to incorporate some sea moss in my life, black seed oil, um, bladderwrack, saying that right, sour sop. There's a lot of things I need to reincorporate that my brothers were putting me on, and some associates a few years back, but my body was rejecting the sea moss. I was just throwing up the sea moss after an hour of ingestion. And my mind was saying maybe I need to eat before I take the sea moss. And maybe the sea moss is so powerful that it's cleansing me, and that's just a way it's purified me. And I just didn't like that. I'll be in the middle of one of my gigs, and then I'll get lightheaded. And I was like, God damn it, man. And then I'll be like yarfing for like an hour or two, like dry heaving to that point. And I believe it was just my inner self saying, you gotta get all this shit out. And I really truly do believe it. So I guess subconsciously I'm a little fearful to actually take the sea moss again and actually purify myself to that level. But I know it's a necessary step. So that's why I'm doing this transparent wise. And I hesitated a few moments back because I don't think people want to hear about my urine smelling strong. But it has to be addressed so I can get it out and the world can know it, so I won't avoid it no more. Aren't you the guy that got the strong smelling urine? Hey, ain't that a bitch? I did say that, didn't I? All right, so it ain't a secret. So love it or hate it. So I got to take care of that. And it happens. It's not like it's always. It happens sometimes. Sometimes my urine is clear. Sometimes it's dark brown because I'm smoking like a champion, or it depends on what I'm eating. So like it just depends on what I'm ingesting that day, right? Hence, I use a lot of honey. I hardly get sick. I incorporate getting honey inside you. If you know, you know the benefits of honey. Um, I had the pure clover before. I think it was clover honey. It was like the premium honey, which I recommend. But I'm going to do more research because I know there's the official honeys and not this stuff in America. You know what I mean? I don't trust many products from America. I was watching Seth freaking Rollins and his wife, I believe, Irish chick, the man something, Becky the man, and she was talking about Irish chocolate is so much better than American. She called him out. Like, yeah, America does a lot of things right, but one thing they do wrong is chocolate. Step your game up. And then Seth Rogen's like, what's the difference? She's like, oh, it's less sugars, it's just more purified. And everything in Europe is just better than America, in my opinion. But, you know, teach their own. So basically, I was saying that to let you all know there's a lot more better honey out here than what I'm showing you now. This is an essentials every day from, I think I got that from Safeway. Yeah, down the street. So yeah, if you can afford the best products out here that are holistic, I recommend that. It's basically bottom line. So for health concerns for me, I think that would be the only two things. I just want to purify my liver and kidneys and just purify everything from my vessel and start anew that way. Get the toenail tincture so I can make sure my toes are glistening like mirrors and shit. And I think that's it. Like I don't have. Oh, in my prostate, I want to get some turmeric so I can piss like a racehorse too. Like it's getting a lot better now since I stopped eating a lot of like candy, basically, and the high corn fructose. If I'm saying that right, that's bad for us. Period. So I noticed when I was just eating a lot of candy and drinking a lot of sodas and Fantas back in the day, like it was hard for me to piss and it scared the shit out of me. Hence, I started sitting down to piss, and I was fucking pissing a lot better. I was like, "What the fuck? I'm a man. I don't sit down and piss." Hey, but for health wise, I'll do what it is, right? That scared me to death. So my prostate's a lot better, but I know it can get better by just using turmeric and the proper um, recommendations that are out here, food wise, medicine wise, you know, herb wise, whatever, to get my prostate to not be as swelled up, so I can piss like a free flowing hose, right? But that's getting better too as well. These are things you're not going to really hear a grown man say or a woman because they may be a little, you know, too sensitive. But I have no shame in my game. Fuck it, love it or hate it. So for health concerns, that is my concerns right there. And I don't even want to say the concerns; they're just things I notice because you know we got to be careful what we speak. The life and death of the tongue, the power of words. So these are issues. What can we replace with issues? We can work together on and working on what we put in our brains. The, the power goes where the attention flows, right? Some Reverend Ike, Jules, Neville Goddard, Jims. Um, when it comes to looking at your vessel and what can be improved, then these are the things I'm noticing on my vessel that can be improved: my kidneys, liver, prostate, and my toenails. Right? And teeth can be healthier too, and get some better toothpaste and strengthen my teeth and so forth. So that's me, transparency, talking about my finances, um, and my health, and how God will always provide for your health and your wealth once you give yourself up to the grace of God. And it's 29:17. I think we may be wrapping that up soon. But yeah. So if you do have any thoughts about your health and you want to get them checked out, me, I'm a self healer. I never really believed in going to doctors, even though I've been to Kaiser Permanente a few times and they've treated me right. But right around COVID, I got a little concerned. I was like, I don't know what they're doing with these needles. I don't want to give my blood and plasma away, which is the same thing that just these hospitals. I don't know what they're doing. Are they cloning me, you know what I'm saying? They can use my blood and put it somewhere else at the crime scene. Oh, why was your blood at this crime scene? And you think about all the blood you give these hospitals, they can be doing whatever with your blood, right? So that's just my Fox Mulder thinking on that. And I just, once COVID hit and there, kept on pressing me. You want to get a vaccine? No, I'm good. I'm good on that vaccine. You want to get a pre-flu shot? I'm good on that. I stopped getting them pre-flu shots years ago when I realized that, as I see a monarch butterfly fly past my window. Ever since I realized I got a strong immune system, I rarely get sick. And I was like, it must be the weed. So my diet, or my combination, I don't like saying diet because Dr. Sebi said say live it, because die has died, and you don't want your brain to think that anything's dying. So when I realized what I was intaking, which was water and green smoke, I've been smoking for over 20 years. Then I realized I hardly get sick, but people in my family was getting sick every, like, the flu season, the winter time, they're getting sniffles and stuff like that. And I noticed I wasn't getting that. I was like, what is the difference between me and my family? And then I was like, well, I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm active. They're active. And I smoke a lot of weed. And I was like, it must be that. So I always used to tell my doctors, hey, man, after they said, you're healthier than an 18-year-old. What do you do? I was like, well, I'm landscape. I'm an independent contractor. I do podcasting, yada, yada. Play basketball sometimes, and I smoke a lot of weed. Well, okay. But yada, yada. So that is the inside window of my current situation. Hopefully that helped inspire others to figure out what they're going to do if they notice something that they would like to improve within their own vessel. As I roll up some medicine right now. And it's also good to be around like-minded individuals, not around naysayers. Okay, I used to be around a lot of naysayers. You would tell people your plans and so forth, and they would immediately break it down, and then a few days later, you would see that they would attempt to run off with the same shit they tried to bash. So I was like, okay, I see. Little swagger jaggers, you know what I mean? That's what they are, man. Little swagger jaggers. So you gotta be careful for these swagger jaggers. Oh, never mind. That's another level. That's above y'all's pay grade right there. What? Well, for instance, I found out people are going through my trash can, right? So every time I comb my ether, I'll be putting my ether in in certain sacred spots, so it just won't be getting used out here with these little witches and stuff taking your ether and wanting to do some magic. That's what it says above your pay grade. Some people are like, what are you talking about? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay. So yeah, I pulled out a clump of my own ether. I was like, oh yeah. When I heard these little snooping Timmys going through trash cans, it's terrible. So many people paid for the wrong things. Paid to agitate me, paid to spy, have this building wired so my audio can be monitored somewhere else, man. CCTV shit. It's crazy when I'm figuring out what's going on. I'm like, all right, it's all good, but God got this ordained on purpose. So people can learn from my Truman Show experience that it is real in the battlefield. And I'm definitely not a human. So hence, yeah, we'll leave it at that before I go down another rabbit hole. If you know, you know. But I love each and every one of you. I hope you're enjoying your Saturdays. And I got Scary Movie on my tablet, so I'm going to watch that a little bit later. She's going to be lunching. Oh, that shit going to be lunchies. Yeah, I finished watching the Superman movie, which I started watching last night. Then I stopped that. Then I put on an episode of The Chosen, season 5, episode 1. I stopped that midway through. When the thunders were heard and the people down below heard that God said, this is my glorified son, and they got scared. Jesus started to feel in a certain way, and then the apostles basically told the crowd to go on their peaceful ways, and they will reconvene the next time Yeshua summons them to do so. And that's where I stopped because I realized I was high as heaven last night. You know when you get so smacked with Jack, it's kind of lightheaded too, so I didn't eat much. So I made me a bowl of popcorn to bring me back to earth. Rule of thumb: if you eat popcorn after 10 p.m., I know a lot of people don't like the kernels and stuff in their teeth. Solution is after you take a few bites, use some water, some liquid, and I promise you'll get the kernels out right away. You can either spit them out, or I like to eat them because it actually helps break down the food that's built up in your intestines, and it just helps your your flow. I forgot there's a word for it. Helps your bowel movements. When I was young, when the doctor said, "How's your bowel movements?" I was like, "What the hell is bowel movements?" You know, when you're a kid, certain things you hear, you're not processing what it actually means. They're just saying it in a playful way versus saying, "So how regularly do you take your shit? You take your shit 4 or 5 times a day?" No, they say, "How's your bowel movements?" Right? If you know, you know. Um, so I forgot even what I was talking about. It's funny. Um, yeah. So, oh yeah, the popcorn. Thank you, spiritual. So yeah, like after 10 p.m., I like to eat some popcorn, and it just helps my bowel movements even more. It just gets all that shit out. Beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, last night I had to eat some popcorn because I was high as heaven. You know what I mean? I was smacking the jack. I was finding myself smoking more than eating. So I can't wait for the 12th because when the 12th hits, I'm definitely going to shop at my goblins. Yeah, so it was a good night. It was a lot of lessons I learned. There's going to be more lessons you learn every day. But for the topics Brittany was talking about, I was summoned to inspire our Charlie's Angels, our Power Rangers, our Captain Planets out here because health is wealth. It really is. And a lot of us are badasses and we feel like, oh, we're good. We can just self heal. That is true. There is a limit on that. And if you feel called to get yourself checked out, get a physical, whatever it may be, do it with somebody that you do trust. So I'm not a doctor by any means, and I don't want to be responsible for anybody. Oh, well, Alonzo said to go here and don't go to a doctor because they use your blood for malicious purposes. Hey, I'm just telling you what my thoughts were. You have your free will. Okay, you can be inspired by me, but do your own due diligence research before you listen to anybody. All right, I say that even when it comes to me. I'm just here to lead you to water, open your minds up, or you can tell me to fuck off and keep it moving, change the channel. Of course, that's your prerogative. That's your free will. I'm not here forcing nobody. I just show you how I live, and if you want to follow suit, you can. But this is for 18-year-olds and up. You know what I mean? My recommendations. I'm going to start saying that. This is for like, as a cardinal, 2 of them fly. That's awesome. This is for 18-year-olds and up. I was about to say 16 and up. You should get your driver's license then, but yeah, like 16 and up. You know what I mean? You have a strong conscience. You've had a pretty good experiences throughout life. You can know the right between right and wrong, right? Then these videos are for you to help as a good measuring stick, you know, before you get further in society and you can tell the difference between indoctrination and education and people that are leading you in the right direction versus people that are leading you in the wrong direction only to benefit the person that's misleading you and to just rob your innocence because you were so innocent you never thought somebody would do these malicious, insidious actions to you. Hence, I'm here and others are here to show you that this reality does exist, and this is how you can carefully and spiritually be guided to avoid these life traps and booby traps that are set up throughout the systems that keep you in bondage and get credit cards and yada yada. But yada yada, that can be another topic for another time. Because being in debt is not necessarily a bad thing if you know how to flip it. Bada bing. But I think I'll end it at that. Otherwise, I can go on all day because I do love you. It's 39:41. Let this digest, and we'll take it from there. Get your bodies checked out if you feel encouraged to do so. Pray, Your ancestors will be there for you. Your guardian angels, spirit team, animal team, Yeshua, Mama Gaia. I mean, they're all Galactic Federation. They're always there for us. We just need to call on them. Saint Germain, you know what I mean? I'm learning more about my ancestors too and how their roles are important. Okay, I'm learning day by day, just like you all are. All right, I love you. Take cares. Till next days. Happy Saturdays. Or whatever happy days you may happen to land on this. Stay learning, stay loving. Don't listen to these liars out here that are threatened by our strong presence. All right.